Welcome. Got some rare things on sale, stranger.
So I want to talk about RE4, released in 2005 and published by Capcom. This game I've played the most out of any Resident Evil game. I've beaten it at least 4-5 times. The first time had to be on a easy difficulty, and then later on I went through and played it harder, on a harder difficulty. But there's something about the charm of this game and then the action and the story that just draws me back to it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit a like button, leave a comment. Anyways, Resident Evil 4 stands out to me as one of the best games of all time. The controls and the camera angle really add a sense of suspense and a sense of like intentional restrictiveness. So you're restricted in being able to kind of turn the camera around your character to see, so it adds for some tension and intentional scenes and feelings of like horror, really. Just like I can't pull it back. It's like stuck where it's at, so it gets hard to tell if somebody's behind you or if you're going the right way. It just gets interesting over time, and you begin to like adapt to that restricted game design, and you become much better and more fluid with that style of control scheme and that style of game design through the camera and what you're allowed to do and what you are capable of doing. And the enemies are overwhelming, but the game was designed around the fact that you can't really easily move and change like your weapon super quick, and you can't do certain things that we take for granted now. So it adds this sense of like discomfort when you're playing it during a modern era. And it came out in 2005, so I mean this game's almost 20 years old, but it's aged beautifully. Like, it looks amazing and it plays amazing. You just have to get comfortable with the tank controls. And I played through the Resident Evil 4 remake recently, and I actually prefer this game to that game. That game was good. This game is long, actually, too. The other game's long, too, but I'm just saying, like, I always forget how many chapters are in it. Like, I'm rolling and rolling, and oh wow, yeah, I haven't even really done anything yet. So there's a lot of bang for your buck with Resident Evil 4, either the remake or the current one, or the oldest one, the 2005, the one I'm talking about currently. But this game, the characters are just like over the top, like late 90s style characters. Like Leon, he's just like a Backstreet Boy knockoff, and then Ashley, just like I don't know, just a crybaby. But she's cool. Like towards the end, she kind of opens up and she becomes much better to deal with. But she, like, it's understandable that she is the way she is in the early stages because she got kidnapped, and like the whole situation is kind of messed up when you really think about it. Then there's Ada, and she's, you know, the badass secret agent lady who's double cross and triple cross or whatever. Then there's the Ganados, Luis, the Balthazar guy, and then the shopkeeper, and also a few others that I left out. But Luis is hilarious, and it always stands out to me. Like, the game's campy, so it's just funny to like hear Leon be like Louis, like instead of Luis, like he doesn't say it with the accent. I don't know, it's just kind of funny. And then that Balthazar dude's crazy, like just insane, stupid. Hello, my brethren. And then the shopkeeper is super iconic, and his little music when you're shopping or when you're saving also. Like there's some of the sound that just really stands out that I really have came to love. Like I'll just kind of chill on the save screen for a little bit, just kind of take a break from all the action. The locations are amazing. Like every location is unique. In the first part of the game, you're pretty much in that little town village thing, and it just kind of feels really samey. But then when you head out and you get to further out of town, and then you get into the castle and go to the island, it ends up being just really surprising at how much they actually put into the game to make it dense and diverse in the environments and the locations that you go to. The enemies are pretty diverse, but there's a lot of the same people. I mean, how many villagers can you make in a game? So like I don't, it's just, no name farmer number 30. Like you just hop up, oh yeah, the one guy who throws stuff at you, he's always trying to throw the things at you. The other person's always trying to get you with the pitchfork. The other dude's trying to get you with the chainsaw. Like there is a diverse amount, but like later on, there's a ton of different types of enemies. So in the beginning, it's just kind of like repetitive, same people. But at the end, where you go to different locations, they're all different types of enemies. So I do like the variation in enemies, the strength and the ability. Some of them sprint at you, so they're trying to like, rush you down. And then other ones are a little more, they stagger. And then there's some of the super powerful ones later on that you have to use that special like scope in order to even see where you can hit them, and then they'll like grow back if you miss them. And then later on the SWAT guys, and then they're all like infected too. So some of them you pop them in the head, and then that thing shoots out, and then they're able to swipe you and spit stuff at you, and it's like, wow, all right, these enemies are pretty varied and pretty intense. Some of them are easy, some of them are really difficult. So the story it's just hilarious. I like the way they deliver the story. The story would seem to be just like, an action movie from the early 2000s. The way they deliver it is just like, doesn't take itself really seriously. And I think we need more style of games like that. And there are, long periods where you're just kind of trudging around and there's not very many cutscenes and stuff. So it's not too much over the head where you're just sitting there feeling like you're watching a movie, but it's not, non-existent. It's nice. And the cutscenes, you always have to hold the controller because they have those things that'll just kill you. If you're not paying attention, you got to do the quick time events and stuff. It's kind of funny. But yeah, what really draws me to this game is the ability to get into sort of a flow state with the mechanics and the environments and the camera design, the over-the-shoulder, and then the amount of enemies that they throw at you that are developed around the mechanics that are set forth in the game. So it's like you feel like you could get got any moment because there could be somebody directly behind you, and then when you get comfortable using the quick turn to see behind you and then go back and understand how fast he can really move, and using his knife, so you hit him in the legs, then gut him, save some ammo, hit him in the head, hit the other person in the leg, run up, kick them both. Like there is a lot to the combat and a lot to the delivery of the game, and it really allows you to kind of get lost in a unique video game, a unique control system, a unique take on a survival horror that's more focused on action, and it just really stands out to me. It's like my favorite Resident Evil video game. Resident Evil 3 Remake I really liked simply because it was short. I got it for really cheap and I liked the story. So like I know that's people don't really agree that that's a really good video game, but like when you can beat it in 45 50 minutes after you unlock the assault rifle or even like the rocket launcher, you could just go through there and just play it like an action game. And it's like watching a movie and then you go through and it's just fun to kind of like have the game busted and to just run through it and just kind of play it for the story. But yeah, this game I really enjoy and will continue playing. Thanks for tuning in.
You carry the same blood as us, it seems. Nevertheless, you're an outsider. Just remember, if you become unpleasant to our eyes, you'll face severe consequences.
What? Same blood.